Hello, welcome back to narrative writing. So, we're going to read another story from our book, A Trip to Remember. Now, we're going to start with the first one, New York City, Here I Come. Now, as we do this, our next assignment for this is going to be subject-verb agreement. So, we want to make sure that our subject and our verb line up. So, if our subject is singular or plural, it will affect how we have our verb agreement. So we have an example here, and we'll talk about this in greater detail. It says, I has never been to New York City before. I have never been to New York City before. And so we want to make sure that it's I have because it's singular, and so it'd be one. We're going to talk about that as we read our story. Please make sure that we are thinking about that as we are reading. Sometimes some people tell me, some kids always say, Mr. Esky, it just sounds right. And yes, after you do a lot of reading, after you communicate with a lot of family members that speak proper grammar, it does become very, it sounds weird. And so the subject and the verb need to agree. Otherwise, they just don't sound good to our ears. So let's read a story and see if we can listen for that. So click on this link and then click A Trip to Remember if you would like to read it as well. I have it right here. New York City, here I come. Notice that they have a caption. So this is the picture, and then that picture includes words with it. Those words are a caption. We took at least 10 pictures of the Statue of Liberty. One sunshiny Sunday morning in late summer, my family and I went to New York City. I had never been there before. The 2-hour car ride seemed to take forever. I was so excited. I tried not to let my sister and brother bug me. It was a glorious day for a glorious event. Oh, this is going to be a personal narrative about a single event. I love that. Very awesome. The first thing we did was go on a boat that seemed to be as big as the Titanic. We were going to see the Statue of Liberty. When we passed by the statue, I felt weird, kind of chilling warmth. I think this was my patriotic spirit. We all felt happy because the symbol of liberty is an important symbol in freedom. She is also huge when you see her in person. Now, I want to say the subject and verb agreement. So our subject is she, our verb is she is. That sounds good. She is also huge when you see her in person. But let's say there's more than one Statue of Liberty. You would say they. Now, if you say they, instead of it being singular, it'd be there'd be more than one, and so it'd be they is also huge. No, it'd be they are also huge when you see them in person. But because there's only one Statue of Liberty, we want to make sure that is matches up with our subject of the singular she. So that's good. She is also huge when you see her in person. Very much subject and verb agreement there. Next, up, up, up we went. I like how she used the repetition there. Up, up, up. We went up 102 floors to the top of the Empire State Building. The elevator ride went on and on and on. We walked the last couple of flights of stairs. My sister, age 13, was huffing and puffing, but not me. I am in great shape. However, when we got to the top, the view took my breath away. I could see the whole amazing city spreading for miles. We were up so high, a quarter mile, that I couldn't see the people on the street. The cars looked as small as beads. As small as beads. That's figurative language. We're going to learn a lot about using figurative language. They're not really as small as beads. They just look that way. Here's the view of the Empire State Building from the boat. Very cool. Notice that's a caption again as well. We took the long ride down and re-entered the busy streets. I could not believe the number of people coming and going in every direction, and they moved so fast. We joined the hustle and the bustle and walked to Times Square. Walking is what people do in New York City. They walk everywhere. They walk everywhere they need to go. Oh, they walk. That's perfect. There's more than one. So they walk. He walks everywhere. So if it was just one person, if it was he or she walks everywhere. But they walk. One person walks. So you have to have that subject and verb agreement. And they totally have that here. Excellent writing. I could read right through that. No issues. That was awesome. During the 15-minute walk, my head kept swiveling back and forth and back as I took the constant action happening all around me. Then we went to a big record store. My teenage brother wanted to go there. My dad, brother, and sister went in different sections. After looking around some, I got bored. My mom and I went outside. When they were done shopping, it became my turn to pick what we did next. The biggest toy store in the world was staring me in the face. "Let's go," I said. This is the dialogue. These are the exact words that she said. So she put quotation marks around those. That's dialogue. You're going to do dialogue. Keep that in mind. I love it. As soon as we entered, I saw a 60-foot Ferris wheel. I know what you're thinking. It was not outside the store. It was inside. This store had toys, toys, and more toys. I was allowed to get one. I couldn't decide what. I ended up getting a launcher for an alien creatures series I collect. We ate dinner at the theme restaurant. Then my mom said, "It's such a delightful night. Let's walk around some more." It was a beautiful night. And again, notice how we started at the Statue of Liberty, then we went to the Empire State Building. Now, well, then Toy Store. Now we're ending the evening at night. And so it definitely follows an order of what happens first, next, then, and last. I love the chronological order. It was a beautiful night. The lights from the building lit up the sky. The streets were still busy, but with fewer people and less noise. Compared with how the city was in the daytime, it seemed peaceful and quiet. The energy level was just as high, though. This is the life for me, I thought as we went to our car. I can't wait to go to New York, go back to NYC. Again, just reading the captions here. Times Square is a very busy place. We talked about that. And then here it is, New York City at night. Thank you for reading a story with me. Click the next blue icon to see how you do your subject and verb agreement.